Muchísimas gracias. Damos paso a la conferencia El AutoGLP a nivel internacional. Invitamos al señor Cinch Munson, Business Development Director de la World Liquid Gas Association de Francia. Bienvenido.
Hola. Disculpen. Hablo muy mal en español. Hablo mal el portugués. Y mi inglés tampoco es bueno. But we will do English. Oh. Part of the chart is not showing, but I can talk to it. In the world today, over 356 million tons of LPG is consumed. The auto gas industry, AutoGLP, I will call it auto gas over and over again, accounts for 7% of that, nearly 27 million metric tons. But I have a secret to tell you. Auto gas is not my favorite market. It's my second favorite market. It's tied with every other market. My most favorite market is agriculture. But part of the reason I love agriculture is because it includes auto gas. Agriculture includes everything, so I like it the best. But I love LPG in every market, and auto gas, as you will hear today, is an excellent market that deserves attention. Let's look at how the global LPG mix compares to the mix in South America and Latin America, as well as Colombia. Around the world, domestic rules. Most use is domestic. The second biggest use, not surprisingly, is petrochemical. As my friend Adrian told us yesterday, it is a large market that will likely grow as we go forward. If you look at Latin America, domestic is very much the majority. Agriculture, my favorite, lines up right at 1% with the rest of the world. Auto gas is 9%. In Colombia, it looks very similar, but thank you, Colombia, for having such a good agriculture market. But it shows 0% for auto gas. Of course, it's not really zero, but when you round the number, it's a small market. The beautiful thing about a small market is there is an immense potential to grow it, and I think the market is the right market to grow in Colombia. And we'll talk about some opportunities, some reasons, and things that have happened recently around the world that showcase just how good and just how many pieces can feed into this market to grow it. Let's look at the world, where auto gas is used and how it breaks out around the world. The biggest market, Europe and Eurasia. Mainly driven by the number one market in the world for auto gas is Russia. It's in that market. Number two is Turkey. So it's also in the market. So it gets a head start with two of the biggest markets in the world that are actually in Eurasia. But you throw in Poland and Italy and Ukraine, which are also in the top 10. So it's got a lot of advantages. The second biggest market, Asia Pacific, largely driven by the third biggest market for auto gas in the world, which is South Korea. Latin America has a very good number, 10%, third biggest, largely driven by Mexico, which is the 8th largest market for auto gas in the world. But it's also used in nearly every other country. So it's a great opportunity. In the last 10 years, auto gas has grown 40%. It's on the upswing, and there's a lot of reasons for that. We'll hit all the reasons when we get to the end of a few fancy slides like this. But it has immense potential, and that potential is going nowhere unless we ignore the opportunity. There are nearly 29 million auto gas vehicles around the world, 1.5 million auto gas vehicles already in Latin America. Over 80,000 filling stations. The infrastructure is there. Over 6,000 in Latin America. We can grow that infrastructure. We have an advantage over many other alternative fuels. Our infrastructure, we know how to do it. It's proven, and it's affordable. It's low pressure compression with tanks that are everywhere and readily available. We can build the infrastructure. We have a very nice environmental advantage. And this doesn't necessarily sell it. What sells it is the cost savings, and we save our customers money in nearly every case. But the environmental advantages are important. 81% less particulate matter, 21% less CO2 emissions compared to gasoline, petrol, 74% less NOx, and 81% less particulate matter compared to diesel. That's a great story. So let's put it all together. Why autogas? Why do we need to convince ourselves that autogas is a good product to offer the market? Convince ourselves that we should use autogas within our industry? Convince regulators and policymakers that they should support autogas? One, it's readily accessible. Accessible has two components. One, it's available. That's where we shine. We can get autogas, we can get LPG anywhere it's needed. We have the right product, and it's affordable. As I said before, autogas vehicles, autogas accounts will nearly always save money, generally in the long term, often in the short term. It adds energy security, more options, more availability. That's a good thing. And number three, it's already clean. We just looked at those slides. It's the most prevalent autogas fuel in the world, or the most prevalent alternative fuel in the world. It's proven, it's available, it addresses emissions, it opens new market opportunities, and if you're in business, new market opportunities means new revenue. That is a good thing. And renewable liquid gas, for those customers and those regulators that care, we can show that it's only going to get cleaner. It's already the clean option, and it's going to keep getting better. So the future starts now. We have to be engaged, we have to sell it, we have to believe in it, we have to be excited about it, and I am, and I hope you all will be, if you aren't already, because there are good things happening. Let's take just a look. I'm going to end this with almost a rapid fire look at a lot of the good things happening around the world with autogas that can help you grow this market and take it to the next level. First of all, many of these stories that I'm going to tell you about come from our newsletter, which is called AutoGas Today. Comes out every other month, highlights cool things happening in the autogas market everywhere around the world. So yeah, snap a picture of the QR code if you want to. It will take you to our AutoGas page. You can sign up for this newsletter. It comes every other month, and it has multiple stories that showcase the latest technology, policies, market growth, all sorts of things that can really help stir ideas that you can take to your customers. So let's highlight, first of all, passenger vehicles. Passenger vehicles, the cars you take to get groceries, the vehicle you take to take your kids to school. After a night of dancing and drinking at the club, it's the car you drive home. No, you don't drive after you drink, you take a taxi. The taxi is also a passenger vehicle, and it's an excellent market around the world. So highlight one of our members, Westport Fuel Systems, also known as Prins Autogas. In 2024, they launched a hybrid vehicle. It's a tri-fuel vehicle that can run on petrol, run on LPG, and it's a hybrid, so it has electric batteries as well. You talk about energy security, that delivers it in spades. They also built a conversion for the Ram pickup, a very cool pickup with a very powerful engine, and it loses no power when converted to LPG. LPG in the current configurations with the current engines are extremely powerful. And again, they save money. Another of our customers, another of our members, AC Stog, they developed just recently a direct injection engine, which brings even more efficiency, even more power, even cleaner emissions in a conversion system. I do not know how much they do in Peru today, but I know they have had a strong presence in Peru over the years. South Korea, for years, if you wanted to fill with LPG, you had to have one of the gas station attendants fill your engine. That's no longer the case. Now, you can self-fuel. They expect that to contribute to growth across the industry. It's already the third biggest. In May, my friends at PERC, where I used to work, the Propane Education and Research Council, in their booth had a pickup with a new direct injection system that's coming to the market. It's from a company called Stanadyne, which is paired with General Motors. So the big players see the opportunity. They continue to develop the technology that can help us grow this market. News out of Honduras converting 3,000 taxis to autogas. Accounts like taxis are a great place to start because they often come back to a depot to fuel. So we don't have to think about the chicken and egg conundrum. How do I build out a full infrastructure so that people will buy autogas vehicles? You can say, hey, I'm going to help a taxi company convert all of their taxis to autogas, put in a fueling station at their depots, and they have a self-contained system. It is a great way to get into the market. Spain has this new Evo 6. The cool thing, it's the most advanced and powerful SUV they've launched. It's coming out next year, and it looks super cool, and being advanced and powerful, that's what people like. So let's move to hybrid vehicles. A lot of talk about EVs. Where I'm from, in the middle of the United States, it's very difficult to drive an electric vehicle. It does not have the range, there's not enough charging stations. A hybrid vehicle, on the other hand, is very interesting. You get extended range, you can meet clean energy requirements, and LPG is the perfect complement. You've got clean on top of clean. It's a really good option. I talked about this earlier, the Westport Prince tri-fuel vehicle. Japan. In Japan, the black Japanese taxis are iconic. A lot of people don't know they have run on LPG for years. And now they run on LPG hybrids. And they've upgraded these taxis for 2025. So it's very exciting. It continues to grow. It continues to advance. The people that use LPG, the people that know the value of the fuel, continue to invest. Dacia unveiled a new Bigster, which I think is an interesting name for a vehicle. It's a very attractive vehicle coming to the market at a really relatively decent price in the European market. Europe, where they worry a lot about emissions, still, these vehicles are coming to the market. Let's go next. This is where I think our industry, for the long term, this is where we sell autogas. This is where we should shine. This is where we should grow. Hard to decarbonize sectors. I show a port. This includes maritime. I'm not going to talk a lot about maritime. Ships are a great place to put LPG, but we'll look at a port tractor, which is a growing market in many parts of the world, specifically in the US, especially in the US. I had to show a tractor because I love LPG in the agriculture. There's not any LPG tractors today commercially available. In the 70s, they were everywhere. But this tractor here is actually an LPG tractor. I've driven that tractor. I helped develop that tractor with New Holland, which is the second biggest tractor company in the world. Sadly, they didn't commercialize it. It's on the shelf, but I want them to, obviously. And I have not stopped bugging them. They have not taken out a restraining order on me yet, but I keep chasing them and saying, I need you to commercialize this tractor. Another one of our members, Nexio, and this should really be of interest to the folks in this room who are in the LPG industry. In 2026, they're bringing a new chassis to the market. 3 classes, single axle, tandem axle, and a tractor series. So not a class 8 truck, semi-truck, but what we call a baby 8. This will be available in the market. What's really cool about this, though, it was designed for the propane industry. I know the person that started the company personally. I've been to their plant. I've driven the truck. Their whole idea was the LPG industry should be using LPG in their trucks. The truck market is hard to electrify. Let's get them the right vehicle. And this is it. And it's very cool. Yeah. If you have any interest in converting your fleet to LPG or have customers that run trucks, another great fleet that works out of a depot, this is where you go. Here's the port tractor I talked about. This is one of 3 different companies now offering LPG in port tractors. Very interesting market. Again, they fuel them vehicles themselves right at the port, so it's a perfect place to get started. Big savings for ports. Argentina, LPG truck, that it was announced last year. Herco in Spain, building 250 trucks this past year. Belgian hauler, Advantage, launched a truck this past year. People see that we need solutions in this market. In the US, school buses are the market. The US market for autogas is not great. The US market for school buses, amazing. Schools are always looking to save money. They're looking for clean emissions. This is the answer. They have their own fueling station. They run the route. They fill up. Students love it. It's actually quieter. And there's actually been research done that says students who travel on an autogas-fueled vehicle do better in school. They get to school more relaxed. They aren't breathing diesel fumes. The bus is quieter, so they aren't all excited and agitated. There's actual data that shows it's better for the students. All right, here's one you may not have thought about. Power generation with LPG is a great market. Just power generation in general. Microgrids, self-power, prime power, you name it, it's a great market. Charging EV vehicles. I know one marketer in the US who is making, as we say, making bank. He is selling so much LPG into vehicle charging. Refilling, basically emergency roadside assistance to help people who have run out of charge on their drive is a market, but standalone EV chargers that run on LPG because they cannot get a line to it and they need charging, and also coming in and filling in at conferences. Conferences, parties, concerts. It's a big market, it's a great market, and you can build hybrid systems. So it's very cool. Another one that we don't think about a lot, I was excited to see hydrogen on the presentation before. Hydrogen vehicles, if they come to be a reality, I have a saying that is the worst hydrogen carrier is actually hydrogen. The best hydrogen carrier could be argued to be propane. So as hydrogen comes together and as markets look to use hydrogen, we need to be at that table and saying, hey, you need to move hydrogen from point A to point B. Moving hydrogen has a lot of challenges. Guess what? A propane molecule has a lot of hydrogen hanging off of it. Move it in a way, we already have a ubiquitous infrastructure. Move propane, crack off the hydrogen, and serve the hydrogen market. Autogas industry tomorrow, I don't know what it looks like. Probably nothing like this, although I think they're cool. But let's figure it out together. Let's create the autogas industry of the future. I'm going to mention again Liquid Gas Week happening in Rio in about a month from now. Thursday of that week is Autogas Day. We'll have special sessions on autogas. We'll have autogas kind of weaved throughout the day. A good opportunity to engage on this topic. Thank you very much for your attention and being here late in the afternoon on the last day.